Hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, this is David Benjamin from HealthyWildandFree.com. Today I'm going to share with you how you can heal your adrenal glands and really just keep your adrenal glands healthy, restore them from adrenal fatigue, malnourished adrenal glands, things of that nature. The adrenal glands are extremely important for health and well-being, and it's very, very common for the adrenal glands to be fatigued, for people to be in what's known as a state of adrenal fatigue. Now, if you already know you're in the state of adrenal fatigue, this video is going to be very important for you. If not, this video is still extremely important because the adrenal glands are so important, and I'm going to share some of the information with you today, why they're so important, what they do, their functions in the body, so you can understand why and how to keep them healthy so that you don't get to a place where you have adrenal fatigue. So with that being said, there's a couple different parts of the adrenal glands which sit atop your kidneys. And the adrenal glands have the adrenal cortex, which is the outermost layer of the adrenal glands, and then the adrenal medulla, which is the internal part of the adrenal glands. The adrenal medulla, the internal part of the adrenal glands, produces adrenaline, which is your fight or flight hormone if like a tiger is chasing you and you have to run for your life or something like that, or there's a lot of fear or someone's holding you at gunpoint or something. Not that anyone would, hopefully, let's hope not. But with that being said, the adrenaline produced by the internal part of the adrenal glands typically isn't released that often unless you're in a very high state of stress, or maybe you're in the military or something like that. So we're not going to focus on the adrenal medulla, the adrenaline, and those types of hormones today. I mean, obviously the entire adrenal glands are important and healthy, and like I said, if you're in a really high state of stress and things like that, your adrenal glands will be overproducing different hormones like adrenaline, for example. But with that being said, the adrenal cortex is what we're going to talk about a little bit more. So the adrenal cortex produces cortisol, which is responsible for responding to stress in a healthy manner, as well as regulating blood pressure levels, and it also produces aldosterone, which is a hormone that regulates health and well-being as well in different parts and functions in the body. So there's other hormones that are produced as well. Sex hormones are produced by the adrenal glands as well, sleep hormones, anything to do with energy and energy consumption as well. So your adrenal glands are responsible for managing and maintaining blood pressure as well as blood sugar levels, and they produce hormones that are related or correlate in one way or another to metabolizing fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. So your digestive system, your response to stress, your sex drive, as well as your ability to sleep and sleep healthy and beneficially, get a full night's rest, correlates with your adrenal glands and the hormones produced by your adrenal glands as well. And cortisol, for example, the adrenal gland produced by your cortisol, there's a lot of words here. The adrenal gland produced by your adrenal cortex, not cortisol, the outermost layer of your adrenal glands, cortisol is responsible for waking you up in the morning. So the reason you wake up in the morning is because cortisol wakes you up, because your cortisol spikes, and that's what actually wakes you up, is that stress hormone that wakes you up. So if your sleep cycles are off, it could be related to your adrenal glands. If your metabolism of fats, proteins, or carbohydrates is off, it could be related to your adrenal glands. If your sex drive is off, it could be related to your adrenal glands. If you're in a high state of stress, you have high blood pressure, high cortisol levels, high adrenaline levels, things like that, it's related to your adrenal glands as well. So there's a lot of different factors and components that adrenal glands play in your health and your life. And there's different symptoms that correlate to adrenal fatigue of the adrenal glands. So with that being said, I'm going to share some of those symptoms with you, and then share some of the solutions and holistic and natural and nutrition-based remedies and protocols that you can integrate into your life, your health, and your diet in order to no longer have adrenal fatigue, to fix your sleep problems, your metabolism, your sex drive, your energy levels, and things like that. So with that being said, the main top 2, 3, 4 symptoms, I would say, of adrenal fatigue, number one is your hormones are already off. If your hormones, your cortisol levels and things like that you can measure are already off, your adrenal glands produce cortisol, they produce aldosterone, they produce adrenaline, they produce these different hormones. And if you can look at those biomarkers and understand and already know that these hormones are either produced at a high level, a level of too high or too low, either or a combination of both within all of those hormones, you already know your adrenal glands are fatigued and imbalanced and or malnourished in one way or another. So with that being said, it's important to understand that if you have a hormonal imbalance with a hormone that correlates, that is produced by the adrenal glands, whether it be the, like I said, adrenal cortex or adrenal medulla, internal or outer portion of the adrenal glands, you already know you have a problem right there. So that's one indicator that you can pay attention to. The second indicator is you crave salty or sweet foods all the time. So typically when someone is they have adrenal fatigue, they're already deficient in a lot of minerals, such as magnesium, trace minerals, it could be a variety of minerals, but definitely magnesium and other minerals and trace minerals as well. So if you have any mineral deficiencies, understand that the adrenal glands need minerals to function and optimize and properly do its job. Minerals, when I think of minerals and vitamins, I think of minerals more as balancing, calming, kind of base structure of the body. I mean, look at calcium, building bones and things like that, and all these different minerals. They're kind of like, and calcium is relaxing as well, so is magnesium. So these different minerals are kind of relaxing and calming to the body, and they help ground you and they kind of like bring you back down. And then vitamins are more building and energy, B vitamins are energy, vitamin C kind of gets your brain going, things like that. So in terms of minerals are extremely important and extremely valuable for the adrenal glands. So if you have a mineral deficiency, if you crave salty or sweet foods, there's the reason you're craving salty foods is probably because there's a mineral deficiency and some type of mineral in that salt, whether it be sodium, or if you're even craving like Himalayan salt or something like that. There's a lot of minerals and trace minerals in there, and those minerals are going to your adrenal glands need those minerals. So you don't want to crave the crappy salt though, obviously. So upgrade to Himalayan salt, that's one huge beneficial thing that you can do, as well as taking trace minerals and mineral supplements that are bioavailable to the body. So eating really healthy as well, obviously with foods that are rich in minerals. So as far as sweet foods, the reason you're craving sweet foods is because your body needs energy, because your adrenal glands are producing hormones that your body's in a state of stress. So it's constantly pushed down, and those salty and sweet foods, the salty portion of it is to give your body those minerals, it's craving those minerals, but the sweet portion is to kind of get your energy levels up. And once again, the adrenal glands do affect your blood sugar levels as well. So there's those different factors that are playing in there. So if you're craving salty or sweet foods, that can be an indicator as well. If your sleep cycles are off, that can be a strong indicator as well. Like I said, cortisol wakes you up in the morning, so if you don't have a consistent sleep schedule, that can definitely harm your adrenal glands. If you're going to bed really late one night, early the next night, somewhere in the middle of the next night, and you're just all over the board, your adrenal glands aren't going to have a consistent routine that they can depend on and create a healthy environment and state for your health and well-being, which means your hormones are going to be affected from the adrenal glands, which means the hormones travel throughout the entire body. They're chemical messengers with information to carry to the body and other organs and cells and everything in the entire body. So it's important to have a consistent sleep schedule, but if your sleep schedule is off and it's hard to get back on track, and sometimes maybe you wake up at different times in the middle of the night or the morning, it could be because your cortisol levels are spiking at those times to wake you up, giving you an indicator that you have adrenal fatigue, and your adrenal glands and hormones produced by your adrenal glands in general are off. So that's one thing to consider and to look into as well. Low libido is another thing. If you have a low sex drive, once again, adrenal glands are really kind of an organ that's very important in terms of energy and sexual desire. So if you don't have healthy adrenal glands, your sexual desire is just going to be hampered by that. There are other factors as well, different kind of feeling foggy mentally, being moodier than normal. These can correlate to adrenal gland fatigue as well. With that being said, those are all the symptoms. Those are 3, 4, 5 symptoms, from the top symptoms. There's more symptoms as well on healthywellandfree.com. I'll link up that article right below this video so you can learn more. With that being said, what you want to do is understand that stress is your friend. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Stress is your friend because stress is something that is needed in order to survive. If your entire life was completely stress-free, your body wouldn't rebuild, it wouldn't regenerate. The stress hormones that are produced that maintain your life, like I said, cortisol wakes you up, all these different hormones digest fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. If you didn't have these stress hormones, your body wouldn't do what it does to live and survive. So just by the very fact that you're alive, you are stressed, or you're in a state of stress to some degree. Now it's funny because I've done a lot of research on stress and relaxation and de-stressing and stress hormones and all these different factors. And if I were to just walk down the street and if I were to meet you in person, say for example, at a coffee shop or at a health event or anything, anywhere, and I said, "Are you stressed?" You'll say, "No, I'm not stressed. I'm definitely not stressed. I have a good routine. I eat healthy. I eat organic. I do this and that." But you are stressed. The only thing you need to understand is the state of stress you are currently in. So if you are in a higher state of stress, you can recognize that, you can feel that your physiology is different. You have more tension maybe in your neck, shoulders, or back. You have more inflammation. Your sleep, you don't fall asleep as quickly, and you wake up not feeling as rested. There's certain indicators that are showing you in your body and your life that are saying, hey, you're a little too stressed right now. Tone it down, tone it back. Bring some things home. Ground yourself. Get centered. Get your minerals in, eat healthy, just get back to being in a state of healthy stress, right? Healthy stress. Because healthy stress is important. It's important for growth, it's important for regulation. So, like I said, just by the very fact that you're being alive, your body's in stress. Your adrenal glands are going to be stressed to some degree. Even just walking, talking, that's stressing your body. I mean, there's energy, there's gravity, there's all these factors that are stressing your body. So the problem is not the stress, it's your response to stress. And typically people allow stress to stress them out, as opposed to letting stress flow through them and be a process of learning, growth, and evolution. So keep that in mind. The psychology of stress is definitely an important factor. The better you can deal with stress at higher levels, the healthier your response to stress will be. So it really kind of starts mentally, psychologically. How much stress can you take mentally, and how can you deal with that, and how can you manage it, and how does it affect you? If something little stresses you out on a high level, which it does for many people, you are going to be in a constant state of stress all the time. You're going to get in your car, you're going to be stressed. You're going to go to work, you're going to be stressed. You're going to get home from work, and you're going to be stressed. The littlest things will stress you out, which will cause a stress response by your body, which will peak those stress hormones, and it'll be a constant roller coaster with your adrenal glands. You don't want a constant adrenal gland roller coaster. That's when adrenal fatigue and all these different issues set in. So what you want to do is start to learn how to deal with stress better. Start to understand why stress is in your life. When you can use something for you as opposed to against you, you begin to learn, grow, and conquer that. So in terms of stress, if someone is stressing you out, as people say, learn how to deal with that person better, learn how to communicate better, learn how to listen better, learn how to rearrange, rework, and approach life differently. That's the first piece of advice I'll give you, is mentally, psychologically, there is a way and a shift that needs to take place for you in your life, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, in order to deal with that stress. So the first component is mental, and that's a huge, huge aspect. So keep that in mind. And I'll talk more about this in future videos, because it's an extremely important topic, and I could go on for literally probably a couple of hours about that, because I've dealt with some extremely stressful situations in my life, and I've really learned a lot in dealing with stress and processing it, and getting back to myself and grounding myself and getting in my root chakra, and really just kind of getting back into my base, getting back into myself, and not allowing those external factors to cause that stress response. So your body's going to have stress response, but the unhealthy stress response comes when you don't know how to deal with external elements coming at you. You need to learn how to deal with that. That's the first kind of mental piece of advice. Physically, that's kind of mental and emotional advice. Physically, there's a lot you can do as well. So first things first, eat healthy, organic, whole foods. Eat a lot of mineral-rich greens, a lot of leafy greens, romaine, spinach, kale, chard, any leafy green. Leafy greens are extremely beneficial. There's a lot of minerals and trace minerals in those leafy green foods and just vegetables and fruits in general that are going to be extremely valuable for your adrenal glands and replenishing the nutritional deficiency, be it trace or regular minerals. So get your vegetables and fruits in, eat healthy, eat organic. The second piece of advice I can give you is just drink plenty of water, go and walk and get sunshine. It is important and it's pivotal for you to get low impact, low stress. Let me repeat that again. Low impact, low stress exercise. One of the biggest mistakes people make is when they have adrenal fatigue. They're trying to stay healthy and be healthy and all these different things. And they go to the gym and they exercise and push their body to limits and they're stressing their body further. You will put your body into a further state of stress, tension, adrenal fatigue, not to mention retaining and holding on to more fat when you're trying to burn it off by stressing your body at the gym with extreme exercise. It's important to understand that extreme intense exercise, I'm talking like P90X or just really intense exercise, your body produces stress hormones to deal with this stress. So if you're already in a state of adrenal fatigue, just simply walk, or light biking, or something simple that's consistent that moves your body but doesn't push it over the limit. And that's kind of a longer conversation there, but if we wanted to get into specifics. But just for now, keep it simple. Walk, do a very simple form of exercise just to kind of keep the regulation in your body going. Eat plenty of minerals, ingest minerals and supplements, walk. Getting sunshine is beneficial and healthy as well, just for your immunity, and because the adrenal glands also play into immunity as well. I totally forgot to mention that. If you have allergies or different reactions a lot, it could be the adrenal glands causing that as well, because the adrenal glands produce hormones that influence the immune system as well. So there's a lot of different factors that play in, but really just the most important thing is because your blood pressure, your blood sugar levels are influenced by the adrenal glands and the hormones, you want to make sure to get all those minerals in your diet and then eat protein as well. That is very rich in not only minerals, but just the beneficial aspect of protein being balancing your blood sugar levels. So if you can balance your blood sugar levels and get minerals in your diet, and then just eat healthy and organic, drink plenty of water, get to sleep at a healthy time, do the kind of regulatory things that are beneficial for your health and well-being, that's going to benefit your adrenal glands tremendously and help bring you out of that adrenal fatigue. B vitamins are extremely valuable for adrenal fatigue as well. Licorice root is beneficial for adrenal fatigue. Shilajit, which is a black powder that is really rich in minerals, trace minerals, electrolytes, is extremely valuable for the adrenal glands. The kidneys and adrenal glands really seem to benefit from black foods as well, so keep that in mind. Both kidney and adrenal glands. So black beans, like I said, licorice root is black. Shilajit is black. Think those darker foods. Those seem to really benefit both the adrenal glands and kidneys, which are right next to each other in the body. So those are all great pieces of advice. You can use those in your life and your health to pull yourself out of adrenal fatigue, heal your adrenal glands, and get back to a state of balance and well-being. The last recommendation I would make is just work on not only mentally and psychologically and emotionally dealing with stress better, but find time in your life to de-stress. What I mean by that is listen to music, write in your journal, take a bath, take a hot shower, use essential oils topically. I love essential oils. I use essential oils all the time. You integrate magnesium. There's like magnesium sprays and magnesium things like Natural Calm supplements. Integrate those into your life to get your magnesium levels up, because it's a huge, very important mineral for reducing stress and helping the body cope with stress better. Magnesium is actually the first mineral that is depleted when you're stressed. Very first mineral. So if you're already in a state of adrenal fatigue, magnesium levels are probably depleted in your body. So you need to get your magnesium levels up. Natural Calm is a great supplement, just the magnesium supplement of Natural Calm. And there's also transdermal application topical sprays of magnesium from companies like Omega Organics as well. But also just getting magnesium in your diet. So that's a huge, huge thing there as well. But just do things that help you de-stress. laughter is extremely beneficial for dealing with stress and kind of discharging it from your body. Because you have to think of stress as something you hold on to. So if you're overly stressed, you're holding on to that stress and it's suppressing your body and it's weighing you down, and you need to kind of lighten up and live a little, laugh, listen to music, journal, take a bath, essential oils, do things to express yourself creatively and get out of that stressful state and to just kind of get in that flow state again, because that's really going to help you mentally, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. That really brings you out of that adrenal fatigue in a way that none of those other physical things can do, just kind of getting into that flow state. So there's kind of, like I said, the mental, emotional aspect, the physical aspect, the nutrition, minerals, things like that. And then there's the kind of the flow state of it, getting back to those activities and those things that help you de-stress personally and help get you into that state of feeling great and amazing and not stressed and overly exhausted all the time. So hopefully this information has been valuable to you in your life. If you deal with adrenal fatigue, if you have adrenal fatigue, use this information. If not, still use this information to prevent adrenal fatigue, because the cure is the prevention, and the prevention is the cure. And that's it for this video. My name is David Benjamin from healthywildandfree.com. Make sure to subscribe, like, favorite, comment, share, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to live healthy, wild, and free. Take it easy.